Hello friends, and did you know that Disney also has a cruise line? And yes, as you probably expect, the experience on the company's cruise ships is on a whole different level compared to other cruise lines. And as expected from Disney, the price matches as well, but sometimes you can also find cruises there at a reasonable price. And if you manage to find a cruise at a relatively low price, for Disney of course, meaning it will probably still be more expensive than a regular cruise, but if the difference is small enough, then there's really no question about it. It can be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, especially if you're sailing with children, but not only for them. Because just like Disney's parks, the company's cruise ships also have a special kind of magic. So in this video, we'll dive together into the Disney Cruise Line website, learn how to use it properly, and see how you can find cheap cruises, again, relatively speaking. Intro, and let's get started. Did I manage to pique your interest? So, whether you already knew that Disney has a cruise line, or you're just now hearing about it, you're probably expecting Disney cruises to be on a whole different level compared to those of the big cruise companies. And you're absolutely right. Disney Cruise Line cruises have a lot of advantages. I won't list them all here. If that's something you'd be interested in, I'd appreciate it if you could like the video. And I'll make a comprehensive video about the various advantages of the company's ships. Still, if we mention just a few of them, then first of all, the ships themselves are designed around the themes of the company's movies, from Disney princesses to Marvel films and to characters from various movies like Pirates of the Caribbean, Mickey Mouse and Friends, and more. The shows on the ships from our original Disney productions at a Broadway level. The experience includes meetings with Disney characters from all the different brands, and all the dinners are held in special themed restaurants, which can be compared to the specialty restaurants that require an extra fee on competing cruise lines. The entire experience is at a higher level, with soft drinks and full room service included in the price of your cruise, and even a fireworks show at sea. Disney is the only cruise company with permission to hold fireworks displays that are specially designed for maritime activities. This is both from a safety perspective, since fire is one of the greatest dangers on cruise ships, and from an environmental standpoint, as the fireworks do not leave any residue in the water that could harm the local marine life. And now, after we've touched a bit on why to choose Disney cruises, let's go to the website and learn how to use it properly and find the best deals. So, when we go to the Disney Cruise Line website, the first thing we'll see is the standard menu bar that appears on all international cruise websites, and we'll want to enter the filters we wish to apply. The first advantage of the Disney website is that it can remember the usual number of participants you travel with, and it won't assume you're a couple in a room, as is common in the industry. For someone who usually travels, in a room for 3, this is convenient and user-friendly. In any case, we could also choose not to apply any filters and simply request to see all the cruises available in the system. On the face of it, this is good because then you can filter by price and see the cheapest options, but there will be too many to go through them all. And pay attention to an important difference on Disney's website. The prices shown here are indeed for the cheapest available room, usually an inside cabin, but unlike other competitors, Disney displays the cost of the room, including port taxes, right from the start. In other words, you see the price for the room itself, not the per person price before additional fees. So the price actually reflects what you will really pay for the room, which in my opinion is much more convenient and user-friendly. And remember that I conducted the search based on 3 people in a room. If you are a couple, the prices will be lower, so the comparison becomes even easier. And the order of the different cruises may change for you if you search for rooms for 2 or rooms for 3, right from the search itself. But, of course, as I mentioned, this way we'll get way too many cruises, and most of them will be irrelevant for us since we're not going to fly to Singapore or Australia just to take a 3-day cruise. Personally, I like to start by filtering the departure ports I'm interested in for cruises. For example, let's filter for the ports in Europe. Fred, Italy and England would be on our list. And then yes, we can find that 3 7-night cruises and a 13-night transatlantic cruise are relatively cheap. And these are already prices that are getting close to those of competing cruise lines. By the way, I've already identified the 7-night cruise, and not only is it relatively cheap, but the itinerary is good and the reviews are excellent, making this a rare opportunity to go on a Disney cruise at a reasonable price. So, in short, if you want to join me on this cruise, you can follow the next link, which you'll also find pinned in the comments below. Leave your details there and the agent in charge will get back to you. She can, of course, help with booking cruises in general, whether it's this cruise, other Disney cruises, or cruises on ships from other companies. And now let's get back to the website. In terms of filters, what I like to do after we've selected the departure dates is first of all to filter out the shorter cruises. I don't like going on 3 or 4-night cruises, but of course that's your decision. For the sake of this example, let's filter out all the others. And again, we can see that the cruises I mentioned stand out for having lower prices compared to similar cruises, since 7-night European cruises with Disney usually cost around $6,000 to $8,000 or more. Additionally, you can click on the More Filters button to apply further filters, for example by selecting a specific ship. You can also search by specific month, so if you are set on a particular time for your next cruise, you can filter by this feature as well. And that's it. As far as searching for cruises goes, it's really straightforward. Of course, now we can choose to dive deeper, explore, and make a reservation for the cruise. Click on the date selection. The available options for that cruise will open up for you, and these can have different prices for each date. A small tip, you can click the continue button by right-clicking it and selecting Open Link in New Tab, so your selections will be saved and you can open several cruises that interest you at the same time without having to make your selections all over again each time. On the screen that opens, you'll find a detailed overview of the selected itinerary, and from there you can proceed to choose the actual rooms. Follow the on-screen instructions, entering the relevant details for you at each step. Regarding room selection, in the top menu you can choose the desired category, and in the table below select the specific room from that category. And again, if you don't want to deal with the hassle, or if you're not sure which room is right for you, I definitely recommend booking through a travel agent. That's what I do as well. So just a reminder, you can find a link to leave your details in the comments below. And what do you think? Would you also like to go on a Disney cruise? If so, give this video a like. Soon I'll be sharing more information on the channel about Disney, and of course we'll also share many of my own cruise experiences with you. This will be our first Disney cruise, so my expectations are very high. If you don't want to miss these videos, I recommend subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell. It doesn't cost anything and just lets YouTube know you want to see the channel's videos. So where do we go from here? First of all, you can find lots of interesting deals on cruises, including special group rates, by checking out the link in the description. For more videos about Disney cruises themselves, click here or continue to one of the other videos that appear on the screen. I'll see you in the next video.